you come to the majlis, and there is a certain value for the majlis itself. And it's not about you individually, but it's about us sitting here. So we are forming some kind of entity now. And that understanding itself solves lots of problems in organizations, in meetings, in running affairs of community. Because most of the time, whenever we start discussing the affairs of community, for example, find people like, when they are debating, it's more individual. They are not thinking communal. They are not thinking community. Their intentions are good. We're not talking about somebody's bad intentions. We're not talking about negative agendas. We're not talking about that now. We're talking about good people now. And good people do lots of bad things, by the way. And if they are not disciplined, not organized, don't understand that perspective, I'm telling you, then bad things result. That is why, and Shaykh Abdul Razak knows, in leadership theories and in public administration, say something is called civil dispute. We hear that word a lot, but actually it's a science. There is science under these things. Science. And when you are sitting there with the intention, that's what we call intention. Now in our deen we call it intention. Yeah. But when they sit there, this is the approach. Like your approach, like why you are sitting there. They'll ask you the reason why you are sitting there in a meeting where community affairs will be discussed. She starts from there. So if you sit there for your opinion to be adopted, you're no good. And if you are sitting there with a solution to a problem already, also you're no good. This is what they're saying, like in these leadership theories. Whenever you have an issue, and the first thing comes in your head is a solution, means you are adding to the problem. Because you have not considered stakeholders, you are not considered different scenarios, you are not considered al-haqq wal-batil, you are not considered priorities, you are not considered. See, I'm talking Islamic perspective now, with the leadership theories, together, it is espoused together. And many people don't understand that. They put it in a system. We have the base, and we have the system, and we have the steps, and we have everything in our fiqh and our things. Wallahi, we have it, and we are richer. Trust me, richer in our deen. If you don't know that, you didn't read. It's the whole idea. And I'm adding now Shaykh Abdul Razak to that theory, Like I'm saying that you don't read. When you see how our fuqaha, our jurists, our scholars of the science of Aqidah, our scholars in fiqh is not only worship, ibadah, fiqh mu'amalat, That's the richest on the face of this earth since Adam alayhi salam. No exaggeration, by the way. Since Adam alayhi salam is the ummah of Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Until our time now, that is the one thing that has a steady, intricate, fixed system that fits different applications. This ummah. That's why the fiqh is very dynamic. They have the main guidelines, usul, and then new situations will always be solved. Just needs the minds of the scholars. And that's what it is. Always you put a system and you put it in place. If it works, great. So whenever there are new challenges, you kind of develop based on the new challenges, but the guidelines never change. There is a problem, I need a solution. The only issue here is the strategy and the process. You want to have a problem, you want a solution. But where is the problem, ikhwani? In the problem? Where is the problem in the problem? That nobody cares about describing the problem. ما فيش حد. Now you understand? So two issues. One, when you come to a gathering, handling the matters of people, thinking about yourself only. Today I want my opinion to be adopted. Then you have a mushkil, big one. Because now you already decided in your head that my opinion is the wisest, is the best. Number two, when we sit there and everybody comes with a solution, everybody throws a solution. Yeah, I mean, the basics of the basic. Get a board, right? And describe what do we have. What do we have? We'll start with what do we have? Oh, we have an issue that the youth do not come to the masjid. مشكلة هي. صح? That's a common problem. Youth come to the masjid. Shaykh Mamdouh, Shaykh Yusuf, make a program for the youth. مش كده? Right? Hire a youth director. Bring someone interested. Bring a basketball celebrity. Youth will come, by the way. But did you raise a youth generation who come to the masjid? Or you enticed the youth, persuaded the youth to come to an activity or an event. So different things. You can make these events, thousands of them, and the youth will come. Stop the events. Youth will not come. So did you solve the problem? So what was your problem in the beginning? Youth do not come to the masjid. Yes? But now they come to the masjid. So actually you did not describe the problem properly. You didn't. Because if you want youth to come to the masjid, there are 1,000 ways to bring them to the masjid. Is that what you want though? So who can tell me what is the problem in that one? Yalla, let's exercise a little bit. Who can tell me the actual problem? They don't want to come for the prayer. All right. What else? So now we're going to work on what will make the youth pray in the masjid. We're getting there. Yes. So we're going to explore how to give the youth the opportunity to participate. So you make the flyer, you go knock on their door, said, please, Mr. Youth, come to the masjid and participate and all of that. They don't come. You already give them the participation and everything. So now problems started coming. Now we're discussing now, but we still did not describe the problem. I'm just telling you the process. As I told you, it's a science. And the Prophet used to handle things like that. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Huh? So now maybe the parents themselves. So the problem is at home. What does that mean? The problem is at home. We're talking about youth do not come at to the masjid. And now we reach to the point of the problem is where? Great. So now you're going to teach the parents. So the mushkil now for the youth not coming to the masjid is not youth not coming to the masjid. That's not the mushkila. The mushkila is that you do not have an aware community of how to function as a community. Then all the problems come as a list after that. They come to the Jum'ah only. Youth don't come to the masjid. There is no activities for the sisters. The sister is single mom. Then you're going to list all the issues. I did not say problems. The issues in the community, and they have one common denominator. This community do not understand the meaning of community. This community are a number of people just being together in one place, gathered in one place. They don't know what to do. They have not been taught what to do. You see? So now, when an organization go and register the 501c3, they should know what they want to do with that. How I'm going to handle this big issue here. So I'm going to make tarbiyah for the community. So the problem is what? The tarbiyah of the community is missing. Once you fix that, youth will start coming, sisters will start participating, brothers will, and that's like a 30 to 50 year project. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this is something that you want to do tomorrow. But you know what? I've been here for 30 years. We talk. We talk. Had we started 30 years ago, we wouldn't be here today like this. I wouldn't be the one who's giving Riaydus-Saleheen every single week for a few years. There would be other things. So if this does not result in something on the field, in the land, something active, impactful there, no issue, then there is not good. So that's why I say in all my lectures, sisters' lectures, youth, mentorship, brothers, and all that, I said if within a year you do not find yourself doing something more than just learning in the community, means we're going to be here in 10 years again, same position here. So you have to find yourself doing something. And I'm not saying something big, by the way. I'm not. This has to result on something in your life and something that benefits someone else. And you will find the number increasing in the masjid, easy. And then you will find the youth coming and all of that. And guess what? This is very simple, by the way, very simple approach. These brothers, يشوف الولد اسمه جمال اللي قاعد بينام ده والولد إسماعيل هذا إسماعيل شيد قدوس وعندك نوح مش كده؟ نوح وعمر. شوف, how many of you know their names? Most of us. How many times you seen them? Many times. Have you cared about? I'm not accusing anybody, by the way. I'm just telling you. And have you cared about their name? Now you understand not only the parents. These guys here, 5 to 10 years, they are the youth. They are the youth of the community. صح ولا لا يا أخوانا? Yes or no? And we are the ones who are going to come and say, youth are not engaged. There is no program for the youth. Let's hire a youth director. The same people will say the same thing. والعيال قدامك. The kids are with you for the past 10 years, you know. They are with you. So when they become teenagers, what have you given them to continue coming? And these 3, 4, if you enable them in this 10 years, this is the training for them. 5 to 10 years, this is the training for them. If you enable them like that, they'll bring hundreds, not tens, hundreds of youth to the masjid. Because these are the classmates and all that. Hey, buddy, man, what's up? You know, let's go to the masjid, tonight. And like that. فيعني diagnosing the problem is the first part of solving a problem. But the minute you start coming and reacting, thinking that you are going to solve a problem, most of the things you do, you are not solving problems. You're just coping with the situation, Problem solving is a big deal. When Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam solved problems like that. A man comes to him and he said, O Prophet of Allah, when is the day of judgment? So what have you prepared for it? He did not tell him, I don't know. He could have said, I don't know. And when Jibreel alayhi salam told the Prophet, when is the day of judgment? What did the Prophet say? He said, you don't know and I don't know. But when a man told him the same question, he told him, what have you prepared for it? It's the same question, isn't it? But that question was ta'aleem, to making a presentation. The Prophet and Jibreel making a presentation to the people. So in here, they're establishing the what? The base. Day of judgment, no creation knows when. Only Allah Azza wa Jal. So they establish that base. Now when someone comes and they tell the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when is the day of judgment? He will tell him, what have you prepared for it? So your question should be, what should I prepare for the day of judgment? That question should be like that. وهذا جواب الحكيم. The answer of the wise person is to ask you a question to probe, to kind of like, get the ideas out. Like I'm asking you questions, like you bringing the information from within you. Not only one person. We are talking about a community affairs, right? What did I do? I asked you, and each one of you start giving a piece of the answer. It is not like your word were wrong, each one of you. لا والله. That was a building. Everyone putting a block. مش أحسن كده? Or I come and tell you, أنا الشيخ عارف, into group of ignorant people. I'll tell you what to do, you just follow. That is a mushkil, a problem. Even though, in reality, with knowledge, yes, I may have. I may have an amount of knowledge equal to the knowledge of the whole community put together in a certain affair, yeah, not in everything. Maybe the knowledge of the deen, of an imam or a scholar, maybe it is equal to the knowledge that everybody has. Because mostly people have the base, have the average, so lots of repeated information. Yeah. But what makes a scholar a scholar? More and in depth. So he has like more up, more in depth, more width. That is what knowledge is. So think about yourself like that. When it comes to the deen, you have ibadat. Let's take ibadat only, like a building. How much do you know about ibadat? Oh, I know ahkam al-tahara, ahkam al-wudu, ahkam, you know, we are building now. Right? So what are the conditions of tahara, the conditions of salah? That's in depth now. Right? But you know also, al-siyam, you add another building. Wal-hajj, another building. Wal-zakah, another building. You see now what I'm doing? Another building. And that goes up, and that goes where? In depth. That's what makes a scholar a scholar. He has a lot of this base, and he has how much depth that make him a scholar, how much information that makes him also a scholar. Lots of people have information. That doesn't make you a scholar. Scholar is the in-depth information. Right? All of this still does not enable you to solve problems. What to do with all of this? What to do with all of that? Remember, ya akhwani, I'm teaching you valuable information. We can discuss a hadith and a hadith and a hadith and a hadith and 100,000 hadith. But at the end of the day, what do you do with them? Take one hadith and work with it. Subhanallah, take إنما الأعمال بالنيات. Make it your hadith for the next 10 years. Wallahi, Shaykh, يعني you will be a scholar. You will be a scholar. With one hadith, take it as your base. I am going to watch my niyyah, clarify my intention before I do or say anything from now on. What's going to happen? You're going to go in depth without even knowing. How can I purify my intention? You're going to read a lot in this spiritual field. And every action, you say, oh, this ibadah, is this wajib, is this mustahab, is this fard? You're studying fiqh right there. So if you work only, that's why this hadith is the main hadith in our deen. Take one hadith and make it your character. Summary of that is, as a community, there is adab, as the adab of majlis here. When you're dealing with the community, don't think individually, akhi. That is a big disaster. When people come to meetings, or come to the masjid, or come to the salah, or come to the community affairs, they are coming there, oh, I'm going to go there, show them. You know, in the head, today I'm going to prepare something, I'm going to go show everybody today. Oh, this masjid have a problem, and today I'm going to go hit the nail on the head. That intention is corrupt already. Just going like that, no good. Ahsan taskut. Best for you to be quiet. You know why? Because you are not going to listen to anything said in the community. Anything in the meeting you are not going to listen to. And already going composed, right? I'm going to go show them. I have the idea. I have the problem. I know the solution, and I'm going to go give it. Once it's challenged, somebody brings, I never thought about that detail. You become offended right away. The minute somebody say your opinion, masalan. You think you are the genius, and you go to the meeting 5 minutes late, and you find that they already discussing your point. What? So I'm going to be sitting quiet here? They stole my idea, these brothers? Is your intention was not good? No. I am going to go there, and I'm going to listen to everybody, and I'm going to see how I analyze this thing. Maybe today I'm only listening. Maybe today I even suggest for them that don't rush the stuff. But I'm going to listen. And I pray, Ya Rabb, أظهر الحق عند غيري. Ya Rabb, enable this jama'ah to bring the haqq, not necessarily from me. أنا مش عايزه من عندي يعني. I want everybody to discuss actually what's in my head without me saying it. أنا هذا أحب عندي من أن أتكلم. That actually is dearer to my heart than me speaking. Once you go with that niyyah, inshallah solution will come, barakah will come. Imagine now if all of us coming for that reason, ikhwani. You know? What makes a class like this has barakah and continues? Everybody wants to learn. Everybody wants to learn something. And I come with the intention that I want to give as much as I can in everything. Whatever Allah blesses will come. You know? So then things become successful. I always wondered, why this Imam have this Riaydus-Saleheen, which is basically it is a collection of hadith. There are hundreds of books, if not thousands of books, collections of hadith. Why this one? It's not like, something out of the ordinary. To say that it's special, that's why it is famous. لا. So في إخلاص. There is some إخلاص, and they are not trying to, this ulama, like Imam Nawawi and others, they are not trying to be prominent, or my opinion is different, or I'm going to do something that nobody else did before. You know? They teach you in research, be like neutral. In our deen, have sincere intention. That's the meaning of the word. There is no such a thing as being neutral. You always have to be subjective somehow. And how I'm going to be neutral when I'm discussing the existence of Allah? You tell me. How? I'm going to be neutral. Maybe Allah exists, maybe Allah doesn't exist. Let me go search and find out. Kufr. You have to become a kafir to become a Muslim. And that's what some people say, by the way. You cannot be a good Muslim unless you leave and then come back. Yeah. You know all this big educational philosophy things and all that. They say you have to deconstruct any faith and then restructure it. And then construct it again. Like Legos كده يعني. You have to deconstruct and everything. Because once you do that, then you're going to find where the issues are, and then you put them on a clear. You cannot put that piece unless you're convinced that this is the piece. Well, that you cannot do in Aqidah, correct? Our Aqidah is subjective. Like one time, one person, may Allah guide him, Muslim, وحافظ Quran, eager to study Islam. And he left it. He abandoned Islam, left Islam last year. From our community. Yeah. And I was discussing with him. He said, why, Shaykh, like you're always have things simple, like easy. I said, why should I have complicated? I said, like you're like convinced, and like there is a possibility, maybe there is no Jannah, no hellfire, nothing like that. I said, logically speaking, yeah. Right? I said, oh, okay, so then we're not different. I said, no, we're different. Because not everything has to be logically speaking. So there's something called Iman, faith. And faith, actually, things don't make logic. That's the whole idea of it. So your tools are different from mine. Your frames are different from mine. Yours is a very small frame. I am in the frame beyond the universe. Your frame, you did not even study the whole thing. You don't even know. Right? But my frame is much, much bigger. And he said, you accept things like that? I said, yes. He said, why? I said, because I'm a slave. I told him I'm a slave. He said, you are happy with that? I said, absolutely. I actually want to be a slave. Do I have that right or not? I choose to be a slave to one. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ. To the one that nobody is like him. Everyone have a defect, I cannot be slave to. But the one who is perfect in everything, I'm a slave. So who is that? I said, the whole idea, if I'm able to describe him, then he's not God. That is the catch. The minute that you control your faculties to describe who's Allah, he's not Allah. So that's the catch here. They call it a paradox. Like once you are able to talk about him with your tongue, means his description fits your tongue. Means your word is bigger than him. That means you can describe. You cannot describe something except if you can comprehend. Right? I cannot see him because my eyes cannot see. My eyes, his creation, very limited. Eyesight. How can I see the one who created the eyesight? كده يعني. It's a paradox. So I like to be slave to this one. Because I know my idea, my everything is limited. He said, man, you make it very easy. I said, yeah. I believe. That's why. So you can debate all you want. At the end, I tell you, my belief is unshakable. Thank you so much. Like some people, Allah bless like this. Some people, they have to process things in their head. What if I passed that level, yani. That level, I'm beyond that one. I know that Allah is the one who created this being with this ability, with this intellect. So if He created that, He's above it. He's out of that circle, limited circle. So how can I describe everything out of that circle when I'm within that circle? مش هينفع يعني. I chose to be like that. I said, okay, thank you. Bye. I said, I wish I can tell you alaykum salam, but you already rejected that. So that's the difference. So the idea we're talking about is when you're a community jama'ah, learn the adab of being a jama'ah. When you go there, it's not about you, it's about the jama'ah. You know why? If this jama'ah is healthy, I am healthy. So I'm actually going there, I want them to decide. I want everybody, and I'm safer this way. I wish every meeting I go, me Mamdouh do not talk. This jama'ah decide, tell me what to do, say Bismillah, yallah. I'm happier this way. Don't you think? Well, I'm happier this way, that these brothers decide for me. I mean, اللي مش سعيد كده يعني. Do I have to make all the decisions? Bismillah. For to solve the problem of the youth, it's the same thing to solve the problem of the children, same thing to the problem of the seniors, the problem of the adults, the problem of everything, to define and redefine what is a community, what is a jama'ah, what is the haqq of this jama'ah upon me, how can I fit in it, how can I make my jama'ah healthy, right? Like a man, he provides for all his family. He cannot say, I'm going to provide my wife, and the next week I provide for my children. No, he doesn't do that. Yeah? So when they think, when a man think, when you as a man think, you think about your family as a whole, correct? First. Then you go inside the family, and everyone will take whatever fits them. Am I right or? Yeah. And when there is an issue comes, بتعمل انت ايه? You solve the issue right away. When your son comes and crying to you, and he said, you go hit the other one. Why did he do that? You bring him. كده يعني. And then you tell your wife, مثلا, you handle this one, right? Or take your brother and do it. That's kind of like public leadership right there. If you actually behave in the jama'ah just like that, mashallah. So, inshallah, maybe other time we can discuss issues in that. We have a board, and we see where is it. And trust me, every single problem in the community will come back to the end, to this one. If you find another problem that you put this under, mashallah, very good. If you say we do not function as a community and you ask yourself why, you're going to come up with another issue. You will. And that is what you start. Once you diagnose 1, 2, 3 things, then how you put these 3, 4 sentences together in one. And you keep condensing it until you come with a line. Yeah. And that is how non-profit organizations started their vision. That's how they start their things. It's not like someone wake up in the morning and said, 501c, what should I do? Islamic this of that. Yallah. Why is it Islamic? Why just put I in there? Yeah, it means you are a Muslim, you identify as a Muslim. So what kind of Muslim? يعني? Is it Islamic? يعني you abide by Islamic? What does that even mean? Like whenever you have an issue, you're going to ask, like what is the Islamic way of doing things? Well, you already have a set issues in your head. Do you want to act upon them? Yalla khalas, let's collect donations and stuff. Everything in our deen has adab. The hadith of today is the hadith of Jabir ibn Samurah radiyallahu anhu. قال جابر بن سمرة رضي الله عنهما, even his father are Sahaba of Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, قال كنا إذا أتينا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم جلس أحدنا حيث ينتهي به المجلس. لا إله إلا الله, كل شوية الصفحة تضيع. كنا إذا أتينا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, whenever we come to Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, we sit wherever the majlis allows us. حيث ينتهي المجلس, يعني they do not jump over the people. Wherever the end is, I come. So like you say, first come, first sit. That's the meaning. يعني حيث ينتهي به المجلس, يعني where the nearest spot is to my entrance. That's what he's trying to say. Jabir ibn Samurah. Jabir ibn Samurah radiallahu anhu. And this is hadith number 826, right, Shaykh Abdul Razzaq? Huh? احنا شرحنا 826 ولا no? We finished 826. Okay. That's okay. Here from this hadith we learn a few adab. كنا إذا أتينا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Then you have to decide where are you going. So based on that, you understand the etiquettes of that place. Like they say here, you are coming to a meeting. You have to have formal attire. You have to have this. You ask. You're not going to be the different one. Everybody wants to be the different one now. Stand out. Yeah. Everybody goes to suit. They wear an orange suit and they go. Why you are wearing an orange suit? You ask the person. Yeah. واحنا عارفين sisters مثلا, each one of them want to wear the dress ما حدش لبسه قبل كده. We understand that. We understand the sisters. They dress in a way هم كده. Allah created them to show off with their clothing and all that. I'm not talking about what is right and what is wrong now. I'm talking about the nature. أو من ينشأ في الحلية. Allah عز وجل said they are raised on the adornment. They love adornment. They love men بقى. What is it about men? ايش هذه الظاهرة الجديدة دي? This new phenomenon. تروح كده تلاقي واحد عامل حاجة different. You just want to be different. And want people to say, why are you doing that? Yeah, like, are you even a man? Like, really, for real? Is this like your goal in this world? يعني, to attract people, just to look at you? في ايه? What's going on? يعني, is this like your goal? Is like to challenge or for people to say, why are you doing these things? Like what? عندنا مشكلة. That's a big problem. Yeah. So you ask what is needed. نعم. Second adab that he says, كنا إذا أتينا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. See, saying when we come to Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, أتينا. So there is an effort to go and learn. Make effort to go and learn. Now we are in a culture that, yeah, I'll open YouTube. I don't have to go anywhere. I can even hire a sheikh, my personal pocket-sized sheikh. عارفين pocket-sized sheikh? with the pocket size. Not one sheikh, not two, all of you. Any sheikh you want, anytime you like. Pocket size. فهي said, إذا أتينا رسول الله. It's not the ilm coming to us, we won't for it. I'm focusing on the expression to instill something in the heart. Even when you take your phone and listen to a lecture, I want you to imagine that you are sitting in front of that sheikh who's speaking. It's not going to be the same, but as they say in Egypt, نص العمى ولا العمى كله يعني. يعني half blindness is better than full blindness. Yeah, I see with one eye, better not seeing that at all. And I'm able to pray on the chair. أحسن not able to, at least I'm able to go to the masjid. That is adab. أدب العلم. كنا إذا أتينا النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نجلس, we sit. So he's not talking about himself only. He's talking about a common practice. كنا إذا أتينا. He's not saying كنت إذا أتيت. Now you're going to say, oh, Jabir ibn Samura is saying that. Now what about Abu Bakr? What about Umar? What about... That will be كنا. And when the Sahabi say كنا, يعني this is the common practice. And when we come, we sit wherever the majlis is. Also, there is a hidden adab there. Who can find the hidden adab there? حتى كنا إذا أتينا, when we come, we sit where there is the nearest position to entry. Look at the way we are sitting here. How are we going to apply this hadith? When somebody enters now, can he say this hadith? Can this hadith be applied? How? He would sit in the back there? What about this position? It's open beside you, and there is another gap beside you. Look behind you. So the hidden adab here, that means everybody was sitting closer to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. First come, first serve. Like this pact here. You see this pact here? So whoever comes will sit behind them. But when there is an open area from the door until me right here. And when somebody attack us, I'll be the first victim. Thank you so much. مش هلحق أدك يعني. I will not have time to duck. That's why I'm going to license a gun يعني, huh? I'm just joking يعني. So that is the hidden adab. How are you going to sit حيث ينتهي بك المجلس إلا إذا كان المجلس ممتلئا. يعني how are you going to say I sit in the nearest spot except it is assumed that the majlis is full. يبقى the hidden adab here is what? That there is a lot of Sahaba at all times listening from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's not mentioned, but you have to understand. And then when a person comes, he would sit where he's allowed. يعني why we say in every Jum'ah, يا أخوانا come forward, أخوانا come forward. You know this come forward here? We're not following the Sunnah right there. I'm not saying coming forward is not a Sunnah. I'm not saying that. I am saying this is a result of those who are sitting in the masjid not following the Sunnah. They are not thinking as a Jama'ah. See, I told you before. If every single person coming in from that door think as a community, right? If he comes early, he will not sit anywhere except to that line. He goes, oh, where is the biggest wall here so I can put my head? That is the first thing comes in the head. ازاي أقعد comfortable. How I'm going to sit comfortably. شوف the idea here, the perspective here. Oh, this is the main issue we have in our Jama'ah يعني. Everybody is about their own individual convenience. خلاص. All right. You have a right to have convenience. I have a right to have convenience. He has a right to have convenience. كل واحد his convenience. What is the result at the end? Yeah. How are you going to tell these people to have one? There has to be struggle. There has to be suffering. But the whole jama'ah enjoys. He says that we sit at the end. People are lining up. You come early, line filled already. You are delayed 1 minute, you are in the third line, يا حبيبي. في صلاة الجمعة 1:30 is the khutbah starts, the masjid is full already. हो गया. The sunnah, this is the sunnah. And I am one of you, by the way. يعني I'm not, don't take me as I'm speaking because I'm perfect and you guys are not perfect and the perfect guy speaking to imperfect people. لا. The only issue here is that I am sitting here and you are sitting there. Wallahi, that's the only difference. يعني. But we all in this boat together, you know. You have to decide how to reach the other side safely. So we have to elect the leadership, we have to follow the etiquettes, we have to know the wind, we have to know everything. We have a problem. يعني. Otherwise, we drown before we even think. So, if the jama'ah at 1:30, everybody there, if somebody comes at 1:31, 1:32, they find themselves in the middle or in the end or outside. خلاص, يعني when you come and find that it's closed, معناها there is no space inside, literally speaking. You know, في الحرم, we go في الحرم, you find that they tell you X كده, like this. What does it mean? They're joking with you, يعني? That means it is actually full. يعني sometimes we think, like, but I just still need to go in. يا أخي اسمع الكلام, يعني listen. You are late, خلاص, slap yourself and be quiet. But you know, everybody want to justify their lateness, يعني, ها? خلاص, and I come from my hotel because I wanted to drink the coffee وأسمع الأذان وأنا in my hotel room, then I'm going to move to the haram, يعني. You do that and you want to go, mashallah, sit in front of the Kaaba. إيه أنت, who are you, يعني? Are you a prophet ولا حاجة ولا you're the king ولا who are you, يعني? For everybody think like that. لا, أنت, if you really know the importance, if you really want to be there, then you will be first one to go. Or after Zohar, you sit tight until Asr time. Or you are sitting there, Maghrib, read Quran until Isha time. Then yes, you really get rewarded for that. You really deserve it. The guy who's late there, اقعد انت ورا بقى, sit outside there. Go pray in your room. That is how it works. Those are the adab. When you listen to a hadith, والله يا إخواني, I encourage you to read in the يعني last time I think 2 times before I advised you to read in the biographies of ulama. Remember, I told you reading in the biographies of scholars and Sahaba, and all of that will help you humble yourself and will give you perspective how these people used to think, and you will find that after a while your life started changing. Wallah, it will change. This is my guarantee to you. But read continuously. Read the Sahaba. Read the Sahaba names that you don't know. Maybe it's one line only. He narrated one hadith. So how many Sahaba narrated one hadith? And memorize this hadith. You know now. May Allah gather you with them in Jannah. So you learned. You brought this legacy of Sahaba up and speak to your children about those names. Go to the Tabi'een. Go to the main scholars. You have your life is not enough. Our life will not be enough. So busy yourself every day read biographies. Today, I'm advising you to read the explanations of hadith. Read simple explanation first. Simple explanation. Then go to little bit more in depth, little bit more in depth, little bit more in depth. When you read Sahih al-Bukhari and its explanation about where lots and lots of pages written, then you'll understand these things I'm telling you. There is a hidden adab here, there is an indirect thing here, or this hadith with the other hadith, they make something together, you know, like that. It's like somebody standing in the kitchen, you put ingredients in front of them, and they tell you, I can cook 80 different dishes. You said, huh? You have 7, 8 ingredients. You said, 80 different dishes? Yes, let me show you. And they said, dish number 1, dish number 1. How did you do that? I didn't even think about it. Because they're experienced. They know. If you put this with this, you can get 5, 6 different ones. And if you put this with this and add this, you're another 561. Like that. So you don't see it. طيب. What is the next? The next hadith to that. قال أبي عبد الله سلمان الفارسي. هذا الصحابي سلمان الفارسي, صحابي, great صحابي في رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. The one who gave advice or the idea of digging the trench in Medina, غزوة الخندق. عن أبي عبد الله سلمان الفارسي رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Now there's a good hadith for Jumu'ah, huh? For Jumu'ah. I'm going to explain more inshallah next time. لا يغتسل رجل يوم الجمعة ويتطهر ما استطاع من طهر ويدهن من دهنه أو يمس من طيب بيته ثم يخرج فلا يفرق بين اثنين ثم يصلي ما كتب له ثم ينصت إذا تكلم الإمام إلا غفر له ما بينه وبين الجمعة الأخرى. النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم is saying that nobody would take a shower or bathe on Friday. لا يغتسل رجل يوم الجمعة يعني you bathing. Bathing can be through a shower, which is our modern way of bathing, or taking from a cup and right. هذا يعني الغسل. ويتطهر ما استطاع من طهر. So he separated between الغسل والإيه؟ الطهارة. والطهارة comes يعني within غسل or before غسل. يعني if you need to use the bathroom, you clean yourself, there is some physical dirt or impurity or anything like that you take off, and make the ghusl properly. Inshallah, we can talk about ghusl inshallah in order next time. And then يدهن من دهنه, putting oil or creams, that's called the duhn. Duhn in Arabic is like the oily stuff. Oil they put in the face, istusbah, or on the beard, or in the hair, or in their body, lotions. Now they have different names. So duhn, the idea is duhn. Duhn, they used to use olive oil or other oils. They used to, press the seeds and certain oils and do it. So معروف من القديم يعني, thousands of years known, that you take from nature and you apply for your skin, for your body and all of that. فالنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم said also it's a sunnah to do this. في يوم الجمعة, you take a shower, you clean yourself, you put some oil, some cream, things like to make you look good and beneficial also. So nobody would do that. Or take from the perfume. Aw here means not only or, but means and. So sometimes aw can mean and. Sometimes aw means even better. In Arabic, you have to understand how the preposition is used. يعني النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول كن في الدنيا كأنك غريب أو عابر سبيل. The word أو كده means or. And when you take أو and you put alif واو, they said what أو means. They will tell you or, this or that. خذ هذا أو ذاك, اجلس هنا أو هنا. ها؟ اشرب من هذا أو من ذاك. هذا means you are giving the option between two things. That's the default of the word. But then the usage of the word will go different. When Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam here he says, be in this dunya, you have two things now. كأنك غريب, as if you are what? غريب. غريب in Arabic means stranger. غريب in Urdu means poor. Right? मैं غريب है. أنا فقير. بس غريب في اللغة العربية يعني stranger. يعني deal with this dunya as if you are what? Stranger. This is not your town. You live in it. You have a house in it, but it's not yours. Your parents are not here. You're new. You just moved. You're relocated. أنت غريب. لسه غريب. أو عابر سبيل. عابر سبيل means a traveler, passerby. That's another level now. So I am in the town. I have a house. I have a wife. I have children. But I am what? غريب, stranger. But if I am traveling, I don't own any of the above. So my living here is short. So is Rasulullah ﷺ said, be this or that in the dunya? No. He said, be the second one. يعني be in the dunya as a gharib. You know what? As a traveler. You know, like I'm telling you now. You know what? Even as a traveler. That is the style. So I tell you, you should do such and such. Or even better, you know what? Don't do this. Do this. So that is now I am telling you do this. But if you really want the crux of the matter, this one. So here it doesn't mean a choice between two equals. La, here I'm giving you a choice and telling you what is better. Telling you what is better. So here he's saying that you take from duhn oil and, or even better, put something has a good smell. And you look good and you smell good, ya habibi. You feel fresh, that is the shower. You look good, you put the duhn كده, mashallah, you find shiny كده. And then, you know, now you smell even good. So you feel good about yourself. Those who see you, they see cleanliness. And those who don't see you, what is this? Good smell everywhere. So subhanallah. Sunnah, it handles everything. Feel good, make people feel good, and even those who do not see you will still feel good. But imagine كده if everybody have perfume, ندخل المسجد ما شاء الله. يا سلام. Yes. يا أخي, you buy expensive food, but buy expensive كده عطر. سنة. العطر كده حلو. You just put it and it stays. Always good. You know. There's one uncle here, he said, Sheikh, I like to smell you every time. So every time he comes and hugs, I tell him, Wallah, I put عطر because of you. May Allah give us عطر of Jannah. Ya Rab. ثم يخرج, then after you did the ghusl, after you did the oil, after you did the طيب, the perfume, then you go into the masjid. فلا يفرق بين اثنين. He does not separate two people. Then he prays whatever Allah gives. See a hidden adab here. That means you went early. Because if you go late, you will not have a good spot. You will not be praying ما شاء الله كتب الله له. Then you pray whatever Allah written. Then you listen to the Imam when he speaks. And if you come the last minute of the khutbah, listen to what now? What are you going to listen to? It's already the khutbah is done. Then, what was going to happen? And Rasulullah said, nobody would do this or this, except Allah will forgive between the two Jum'ahs. صغائر يعني all that. It can be between this Jum'ah and the Jum'ah before it, or between this Jum'ah and the Jum'ah after it, or both. Why? Because he continues doing this habit. صح? You continue doing this habit. So every Jum'ah, subhanallah, you erase every bad things. And that is rahmah from Allah, by the way. You know this is rahmah from Allah? You know that or not? Because الكبائر معدودات. يعني major sins are counted, are known, easy to identify. كبيرة. If you are an average Muslim, يعني, you know what is a كبيرة. You know zina كبيرة, وذا كبيرة, وشرب الخمر كبيرة, stealing كبيرة, backbiting is كبيرة, lying is كبيرة, كبائر. So you know the big ones. But the small ones, they يعني صعبة شوية to count them, you know. فرحمة from Allah is what? He said, do these deeds, I take care of these ones. Now focus on not doing the كبائر. So these ones can be erased. A condition of the forgiveness, like in this hadith, from Jum'ah to Jum'ah, from Ramadan to Ramadan, from Umrah to Umrah, all the sins in between will be forgiven as long as you are consciously, and I'm underlining this, consciously avoiding al-kaba'ir. Consciously avoiding al-kaba'ir. So you say, no, I'm not going to do kaba'ir, so Allah can give me this reward. But somebody doing kaba'ir, and he comes every Jum'ah and doing these things, still your sins will not be forgiven between the two. But there is a big condition that many people are not aware of. Yani for the smaller sins to be automatically forgiven by these deeds, you have to consciously avoid what? The kaba'ir. Now if a kabira happens, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. We all do things, Then you do pray to rak'ah, repent to Allah from that major sin. If it concerns somebody, you have to fix with that somebody, give them the right, then Allah Azza wa Jalla forgives. But has rahmah min Allah. تتوضأ, make wudu, good wudu, walk to the masjid, and nothing prevents you from that goal, and you pray your prayer, ما تقدم من ذنبه, all the sins are forgiven. Jum'ah to Jum'ah, all sins are forgiven. Ramadan to Ramadan, Umrah to Umrah, sins forgiven. Whoever make wudu only, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, توضأ فأحسن الوضوء وأسبغ الوضوء, make the wudu properly, focusing in it. And then I said, أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله, أشهد أن محمد رسول الله, اللهم اجعلني من التوابين ومن المتطهرين, يا الله make me غفر لهم متقدم. What else you want? If you make توبة, أستغفر الله وأتوب إليه. يا ابن آدم لو جئتني بقراب الأرض خطايا تعبدني لا تشرك بي شيئا غفرت لك ولا أبالي. If you come to me with sincere tawbah, and your sins as big as the particles of sand in this world, and you come to me without an iota of shirk, I'll forgive you without a second thought. Allah Azza wa Jalla says. هذه not wholesale, we passed that wholesale level. This is something that nobody else can do other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah make us among those who follow the adab and the etiquettes. May Allah bless this jama'ah, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to work for our community and for our children, for our future of Islam in this land. May Allah save our brothers and sisters in Palestine and Gaza. May Allah give strength to all the Muslims who are oppressed all over the world. Sallallahu sallam wa barak ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Barakallahu feekum ajma'in.